Hello, everybody. Michael is here. Today, once again, I'm in the mood for some commentary. Today, I will be commentating on a rant about the Storytime animation community. For those of you who don't know what the Storytime animator community is, basically, it's a community of YouTubers that tell stories about their lives while showing drawings and animations on screen to portray the stories to their audiences. This brings us to our current target, LS Mark. He made 2 rants on the animation community, with one of them being disowned. I'm covering the non-disowned one. Why? Because the video was absolute shit. That's pretty much all there is to be said. Without further ado, play that sugar honey iced tea.
Rape is good.
I do not care if you don't animate. However, if you don't animate yet still call yourself an animator, then it becomes a problem.
Wait, hold up. You just said that using quotation marks doesn't make it any better. But why though? I mean, isn't that meant to indicate that they aren't being completely serious, therefore completely killing your argument? I'm already confused and we just started.
Like I said in the last video, this is not animation. But the illusion of movement, Mark! Yeah, but there's no illusion here. It's just a collection of still images with 5-second breaks between them. They're more like animatics than animations. Wait, no, they're not animatics. And if you're an animator and use this excuse, then you don't know what you're talking about. While yes, they're much closer to being animatics than animations, animatics are just a rough draft of what the animation will look like when it's finished. However, once they post their video, it is—
What? What the fuck?
No. No, it isn't necessarily finished. What if some people just work on a project and then just decide not to finish it, so they upload that instead? I mean, you yourself said that you don't have a problem with not animating, so unless they're straight up lying, claiming that they are animating, then what's the issue?
It also doesn't help that some only use animations selectively. Some have the narration bits animated and the actual story parts as stills, or vice versa, which makes it look like you didn't bother animating the rest of your video.
And if you pay attention to this part, you can see that Mark here is clearly blind. In that exact example you showed, Marky Boy, there was animation in the narration and the story parts. This just in, just as the prophecy foretold, the foot has officially been shot.
Rape is good.
Coloring takes time, so don't even bother. I mean, if you can't be bothered to color a background, what business you got coloring a character?
Mark, why exactly is this a point? Why does it matter whether they are colored or not? I mean, it's not like it affects the quality of the actual animation, so what the hell is the issue here? It's just a stylistic choice, Mark. It's not rocket science.
Rape is good.
The other side of the spectrum, when you have people with videos that have great, amazing animation, yet get no recognition.
Mark, what the hell is wrong with you? I know this is supposed to be your opinion and all, but you're conveying this as an actual point against the more popular animators in the community. Sub count and recognition isn't up to the YouTuber, it's up to their audience. You can't control how many subscribers and views you get. I can't get more views than someone who works harder than me and then say, hey guys, I'm sorry for having a lot of subscribers. I'm gonna decrease my sub count now. I'm very sorry. I can't do that. It just doesn't work like that. Some animators animate more often than others, but that doesn't mean the general audience has to prefer their content. For all we know, the general audience might just prefer the art of the more popular animators and or find their stories more entertaining. Also, remember how before you said that a lack of color was a problem? There isn't much color here. Why exactly is this any different?
Rape is good.
But ultimately, a lackluster design isn't the end of the world. This only really annoys me when I see someone downgrade their character design. For example, Rebecca degraded her art style in order to fit with the other animators. I mean, how would her professor feel if he saw what she was up to today? He'd take her degree back.
Mark, have you ever considered this? For all we know, Rebecca could have just degraded her style because she thought it looked better that way. Again, I know this is supposed to be your opinion, but you're treating it as if she's just being lazy when, for all we know, it could easily just be her own personal preference. Again, it's called stylistic choice, Mark.
Rape is good.
I understand that most of these channels are run by kids, meaning that most of their experience will revolve around school because they're in it 80% of their waking life. However, that doesn't excuse the constant barrage of said videos. If you see someone making a topic about something you've already experienced, maybe talk about something else. This helps to avoid looking like a copy.
Oh, hell no! Except, the fact that most people have gone to school. Of course most of their stories would revolve around school. That's not an issue. That's common sense. And you're explaining this as if you think that all of their school-related videos are basically the same, when that is anything but the case. Just because they revolve around school doesn't mean they're going to be copied in any way, shape, or form. The only real way this would be an issue would be if they were stealing someone else's story word for word. And if that is the case, then you did a pretty shitty job of doing that. On top of that, this very video is a rant on the Storytime animation community, when plenty of other channels like Manga Common, Turkey Tom, and The Right Opinion have done before you. Who's to say that this doesn't easily apply to you as well? By your logic, you're an even bigger copycat since you're copying a topic much less vague than school. Double standards much? Anyways, the rest of the video isn't even worth debunking. Final thoughts. Mark, I know you can do better than this. I've seen you do better than this. Half the mistakes you made in this video are mistakes that someone like you should not be making. I understand that you're bound to flop up every now and then, but this is far beyond an ordinary flop. Overall, Mark, this video didn't make you look good. I honestly expected better from you. With that said, my work here is done. I'm out. Michael is no longer here.